4일간의 세미나가 모두 끝났는데 지금 느낌이 어떠신지?
It was a lot to do. It was both of them are very transformative courses. I feel very satisfied. I'm very happy that the students were open to this information and that I saw transformation happening throughout the class in both cases. So that is the best I could hope for, and I was very happy.
많은 사람들이 이 세미나를 통해서 진정한 의미의 변화, 변이를 경험했고 인생에서 잊지 못할 최고의 충격과 어떤 그런 것들로 기억을 하고 있는데 당신 생각은 어떤지?
Yes. For the individuality course, my intention was to allow individuals to be themselves, to recognize that the side of them that did not fit in is part of them, and it has its own incredible beauty, and is of great value. So to own their uniqueness, not to avoid it, not to try to change it, not to try to fit in, but to see how it can emerge from them as the years go by. You know, to understand that there's something freaky in you, to understand that there's something pulsic in you, to understand that you're going to experience life in a way that will be different to other people, is to begin to claim your unique life. So it gives you a freedom to remember that, that you don't have to compare yourself with others. And I think that message really got across, and the joy that comes from that, the freedom that comes from that, is really what I wanted to empower. Regarding the Bardo course, to understand that the fear of death that we have is misplaced, that there has been a lot of death is a taboo subject, and we tend in society to avoid it, to not think about it, to have a ceremony to encapsulate the end without really understanding what it's about. So for them to understand that yes, the physical body will die, and it is not the end. In fact, there is something glorious that comes to each one of us, you know, a very specific individual death, as individual as a life can be, is what awaits us, a perfect death. When we're in a state that is pure consciousness, not encumbered by the body. I mean, this is a wonderful gift, and I'm very grateful for Ra for giving us this information. You know, some people will have a sense of it already. We have, after all, we've died many times, and to understand that there is a mechanical process, it's quite natural, it's nothing to be afraid of, that the body itself already will bring in the chemicals we need to exit the body in a peaceful, tranquil state as we get closer and closer to witnessing the end of our life and then into this incredible experience that awaits us. It's natural.
레이브 코리아가 여기까지 오는데 많은 시간이 걸렸고 모든 휴먼 디자인 흔히 그렇듯이 이것을 지켜낸다는 원래의 흐름을 지켜낸다는 것이 그것도 쉽지 않다는 것을 깨달은 건데 휴먼 디자인을 처음부터 지켜본 사람으로서 휴먼 디자인을 바르게 가르치고 바르게 지켜간다는 것에
Okay, for me it's about my own personal process. So in going deeper into my own investigation of what it is to be me has taken me into all kinds of knowings. You know, things begin to drop away. You know, waking up is not an instant thing, it's a process. So I've been able to watch the process over the years of things dropping, of things that I found difficult at the beginning falling away. It moves into something much more intriguing as time goes by. And to understand that for me it's really about accepting whatever goes on, you know, in my own state, in my own life, without reacting, you know, to become more and more of a witness of whatever it is that's happening. That's the key. And you can't just pretend to be a witness.
Yes.
You can't just say, yes, being a witness is the answer. It's a gradual process where it naturally becomes easier. So it does get easier. There is a particular point around 3.5 years in the process where there's a kind of a click, where you're no longer battling against the not self in the way that you had. You know, you're not as solid, you're not as reactionary, and then you move into the 7 years where a larger chunk falls away, and then it progresses from there. You know, 7 years is not the end. It's kind of a beginning in a way, a beginning of having a platform from which to develop by letting go. It gives you a understanding that it's a process, understanding that there's no hurry, not beating yourself up when you can't follow strategy and authority, when you don't follow strategy and authority. You know, for me, it's very important to forgive yourself, you know, as you learn. It is an experiment, after all, and in the experiment, you get to see certain things. For me, as a 1-3, I get to see what doesn't work. I begin to see some of the things that do work, but there's a gradual movement as you get in alignment with your trajectory. You begin to live the life that you're designed to live. Begin to, you know, every decision takes you closer. You make a wrong decision along the way, you know, you realize it's wrong, you come back. It's about realigning according to strategy and authority. It's not about blaming yourself, it's not about blaming other people. It's your experiment, no one else's. And understanding that if you're aware that your aura is the most precious thing that you have, and you begin to protect it. You don't put your aura into situations where you're going to get overwhelmed by those influences that come into the open centers. You know, to understand what happens, to feel what happens when it happens, and bit by bit to get back on the track, and then things get easier and a lot more interesting.
시간이 얼마 남지 않았어요. 우리가 뭘 준비할 필요가 있고, 그리고 당신은 무엇을 준비하려고 하는지.
I'm incredibly grateful to be alive at this moment. I think this is one of the best times to be alive. We're coming to a point where there is going to be a new species, a new consciousness emerging into the world. I love the fact that I'm here to be able to participate in that, to be able to be at a point of changing of the background field. In terms of there not being much time, there's as much time as we have in our life. You know, I don't represent the species. You know, I have the time I've got available, and for me it's about responding in the moment to what the next thing is that I must do. You know, I don't stick to a plan of all the things that I think I want to do. It depends in the moment, do I have the energy to do that? If I do, I'll do it. If I don't, I won't. Bit by bit by bit. I don't think it's helpful to get hysterical about the running out of time. After all, the change that's happening in 2027 will be a gradual thing. It's not like everything will change in 2027. Most people won't notice any difference. We can see, as the cross of planning begins to leave, that the establishment of the support structures is breaking down. Everybody can see it. It's obvious, you know. We don't trust the banks anymore. You know, the social unrest is growing. That's happening. If you're living correctly, it doesn't have to affect you. You know, if you're living correctly, you'll make the decisions you need to make to put your body where it needs to be, to experience the next stage for you in your awakening. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. I'm not worried about it. You know, it doesn't worry me at all.
당신은 변이 코트에서 왔고 당신은 어쨌든 간 나이가 점점 들어가고 있는데 당신이 그 남은 인생 동안 물론 우리는 잘나서 반을 따라서 살 것이지만 현재의 느낌, 현재까지 있었던 어떤 반응, 남은 삶을 위한 당신의 프로젝트, 당신이 초점을 당신 인생 전체를 통틀어서 100% 최선을 다하려고 하는 어떤 프로젝트가 있는가?
In terms of getting older, I'm enjoying getting older. You know, the growing of awareness and the letting go of things that occupied me when I was younger. It's fantastic. I don't feel limited by getting older so far. My body's still healthy. I'm still able to travel to Korea, travel to Australia. I'm still able to participate in my life fully. I enjoy it immensely. In terms of the work, yes, there are a few things that I would like to do. There is a major work that needs to be done in my view, but it's too early to share it with you at the moment. You know, I've followed my own process in the depth of human design. I'm still learning every day. I'm learning something. I will be bringing out a book soon. I will be bringing out a regular film that includes excerpts from the films I have on Ra, from the interviews that I'm doing with my students. We're going to bring in different animations, different observations about what's happening in the world from a human design point of view. You know, for example, Donald Trump, you know, as a king in the 45-21, pretending to be president. You know, it's absurd. It's amusing. You know, it's a drama on the outside for me to witness and enjoy. If I can bring that kind of awareness to people, I'm very interested to look at the Korean president. You know, it's a delight for me to find out today that Koreans respect your president. Wow, how rare is that? I've never heard that anywhere else in the world. You're happy with your president, and he's an alpha. So, you know, he's the right man to be president. I haven't seen his design yet. I will look at it. I will comment on it. You know, I don't know what he's been doing in his policies, but I will share what I can share about what he has in his design. This will make you love him even more.
Thank you very much for interviewing with us.
And I'd just like to say one last thing.
Yes.
I have enjoyed my time. I always enjoy my time with these lovely, lovely people of Rave Korea. I mean, it's easy with them because they're involved in their own process and they are learning all the time themselves. It's easy. It's easy to be with people who are on the path of self-awakening, and it's rare. You know, it's rare. So those of you involved with Rave Korea, you're very lucky to have the members of Rave Korea behind you, guiding you, doing their utmost to help you. And it's a pleasure and an honor to help in the way that I can help by coming here. It's a great pleasure. I really enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you
you.
very much.